Welcome, welcome back to our channel Branwa. We will learn and revise the subject animal tissue. Animal tissue, the classification of animal tissue. As we learned before plant tissue, the similarly animal tissue is also categorized on the depending on the basis of their function. Animal tissue are of four types, mainly epithelial tissue. In epithelial tissue there are squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal, cube-shaped, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columns, that is columnar epithelial tissue. Then there is presence of cilia, that is ciliated epithelial tissue. There is a glands, that is glandular epithelial tissue, stratified epithelial and transitional epithelial tissue. Now, second of the animal tissue is the connective tissue, areolar, adipose, cartilage, bone, tendon, ligament, blood, and lymph. This third one is the muscular tissue. Muscular tissue is subdivided into stratified, non-stratified, and cardiac. Fourth, the nervous tissue is subdivided into neurons, neuroglia, ependymal cells. Now we will learn about the epithelial tissue squamous. There is a simple, flat, and extremely thin kind of epithelium. It is found mainly lining of the mouth, esophagus, lung, and alveoli. The squamous, cuboidal, and columnar are the basis of unilaminar. They in categorized unilaminars and multilaminars. So in case of cuboidal epithelial tissue, we will learn its structure, where it is found, and what and function. So if squamous epithelial tissue is mainly found in the alveoli of lungs or Bowman's capsule of nephrons of kidney for ultrafiltration, where in case of cuboidal epithelial tissue is found mainly in the retina of eye and in gonads or germinal area, germinal epithelial tissue. These are in kidney also. In tubules there is a glandular, cuboidal. And now columnar epithelial tissue structures are pillar-like and nuclei are oval shaped. Where it is found in fallopian tube of female, and what is its function is its function is membrane of intestine. Cells have microvilli for absorption of nutrients. Columnar epithelial tissue is again modified in the ciliated, glandular. The ciliated, there is a cilia, hair-like projection, that is cilia, on their free surface, and it is mainly found in trachea, bronchi to expel any dust or food or pollutants out of air passage. In case of glandular epithelial tissue, this is also the modified unicellular of columnar epithelial tissue. In these cells are called goblet cells, and mainly it is found in the mucous membrane of stomach. Mucus lubricates the foods for easy passage. The stratified epithelial tissue mainly more than 5 to 8 layers, and it found epidermis of skin in tetrapods, tongue, mouth cavity of stomach, esophagus, and function is protects from mechanical wear and tear and entry of germs, loss of waters. Transitional epithelium tissue in mainly found ureters and urinary bladder. Main function of transitional epithelial tissue aid in the dilation of urine bladder to restore urine. Now, we will proceed for the connective tissue. According to connective tissue, in this tissue, the cells are loosely arranged in a large size intracellular spaces. There is a non living substance called matrix. In the areolar connective tissue, it comes under proper connective tissue. This is the matrix is transparent, gelatinous, and streaky. Where it is found in most abundant type of connective tissue, and it is a binding tissue between the organs. Areolar. It binds bones to bone, muscles to bone, skin to muscles, peritoneum to body wall, and visceral organs. Now come to the adipose connective tissue. Adipose connective tissue's matrix is a large number of oval and round flats, that is called adipocytes, and having fat globules, and it lies beneath the skin and between the internal organs. Tendon. Tendon is a white fibers. The matrix is the large number of bundles of thick, thin, and white fibers, so it's highly strong but less elastic. And its function is to join the muscles to the bone. Tendon. Now, yellow fibers, that is the ligament. Ligaments, its matrix is a large number of thick yellow fibers, so is a highly elastic. Its function is join bone to bone. In a bone and cartilage is the part of skeletal tissues. That is, in the bone matrix is form of organic and 70% and inorganic, that is 30%, and that is in calcium phosphate is mainly. In a bone there is a marrow cavity. That is in that cavity there is a fatty tissue, that is called bone marrow. And in the wall of the bone there is a longitudinal arranged Haversian canal, and which are interconnected by transverse Volkmann's canals. The bone's matrix is arranged in a centric rings, that is called Haversian lamellae, and between the lamellae there are rings of spaces called lacunae, and each have cytoplasmic branches, that is called canaculae. The growth of the bone is a bidirectional, and the main function is a supportive framework and shape to the body. It protects certain vital organs like a heart, lung, and brain. In case of cartilage, cartilage is a matrix, is a softer, flexible, and non-vascular. It is a form of organic matrix called chondrine protein, and it is solid internally, and the growth of the cartilage is unidirectional. Now, vascular tissue, the fiber free and fluidy matrix. In case there is a blood and lymph. Blood, it is the red vascular connective tissue and is composed of plasma and blood corpuscles. In a plasma, there is a 55 to 60% of blood, there is a plasma, and in plasma is composed of 90% of water. In plasma, there is a protein, albumin, globulin, fibrinogen, and prothrombin. And function of the plasma, it helps in transport of nutrients, waste, gases, hormones, lactic acid, etc. Fibrinogen and prothrombin protects the blood. Pro- Proteins help in blood clotting at the injury time. And globulin proteins acts as an antibody and provide immunity. It regulates the water balance, pH, and body temperature. But blood corpuscles are of three types: the erythrocyte, leukocyte, and platelets. Erythrocyte, that is the RBC, and its function is the main function of hemoglobin in transportation of oxygen. 97 to 99% it responsible to transport the oxygen to the different cells of the body, and as well as carbon dioxide, taking carbon dioxide 23%. In case of leukocyte, it's divided in granulocyte and agranulocytes. In granulocyte, the neutrophil, eosinophil, and basophil. In a agranulocyte, the monocyte and lymphocyte. Neutrophil is a chief phagocytic body, so are called soldier of the body. And eosinophil works against the allergy and parasitic infection. These also help in healing of wounds. Basophil plays an important role in anticoagulation. Monocyte acts as a natural scavenger as they remove the damaged and dead cell of the body. Lymphocytes secretes antibodies to provide immunity. Blood platelets. These are smallest size 2 to 3 micrometers blood corpuscles, oval, sapid, cytoplasmic fragments at injury, and the blood plate helps in clot formation to prevent the excessive bleeding. The muscular tissue. Well, we will discuss about the striated muscular tissue, smooth muscular tissue, and cardiac muscular tissue. In case there is the position of striated muscular tissues are mainly found in the limb, body wall, and tongue, etc. Where is smooth muscles fibers, that wall of guts, blood vessels, ureters, genitals, ducts, or the visceral organs. And where it is a myocardial, that is the myocardium of the heart, mainly composed of cardiac muscles fibers. And the shape of the striated muscles is long and cylindrical with a blunt end. And whereas in smooth muscles, that is the unstriped muscles, small and spindle shape with the training ends. That is tapering ends. Both sides are tapering ends, small and spindle shaped. And in case of cardiac muscles, small and branched with the flat ends. The bands with the dark and light striations. In a smooth muscle there is no striation, that's why it is called unstriped and unstriated muscular tissue. And with striation in cardiac muscle there is striation. Nuclei is a multinucleate in case of striated muscles, uninucleate in case of smooth muscle, that unstriated muscles, and cardiac muscular tissue, the uninucleate. Position mainly function of the striated muscular fibers undergo rapid and voluntary contraction. In case of smooth muscles undergo slow and involuntary contraction, and in case of cardiac muscles fiber undergo rapid and rhythmic contraction. Neurons is the longest cell of the body and is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. The nervous tissue is composed of four parts. One is cytone or cell body or nerve process. The cytone is the uninucleate and responsible for conduction of nerve impulses and protein synthesis. A nerve process, the protoplasmic process arising from the cytone. Neuroglia. Neuroglia, that is the concern, they are non-nervous, irregular. These also provide the nutrition to the neurons and also acts as a phagocytic. Neurosecretory cells of the brain secretes neurohormone. Ependymal cells, that is the ciliated cuboidal cells which lie the cavity of brains and spinal cord, move the core CSF, cerebrospinal fluid present in their cavity. Now we already discussed neurons, neuroglia, and ependymal cells. Lastly, we will conclude the video to exercise what you have learned and what are the exercises need to work, need to do. So it is responsible for us to go through the textbook thoroughly and solve the question accordingly as per the NCERT and CBSE syllabus. Lastly, we will conclude and request all of you to like, share, and comments and subscribe for my ongoing and updates videos. So thanks a lot for watching my video regarding the animal tissue. Thank you.